So take us through Mega Time Squad. Tell us about it for the people that were lucky to be there last night for the Euro premiere, if they missed it, or for the viewers for the future reference. So give us a quick pitch.
Well, Mega Time Squad's about a lovable idiot who wants to get the money to move to a neighbouring small town and start his own gang. And he stumbles across a time travel device and he thinks he can use it to pull off a heist to make the money that he needs. But he fucks up the time travelling and multiplies himself, and then when he gets the money he doesn't want to share it with his other selves, and so they all turn on each other, and that's the premise.
It's super high concept, super fucking fun. And how the hell did you come up with this? I mean, what part of your brain produced this mental film, in a good way mental?
Well, it started off out of trying to do something with one character, because I was like, okay, we don't have any resources, so what do we do? Well, I'd just make a movie with one guy, and then I was like, okay, that's boring. So what if he plays all the characters? And then I thought, well, multiplying whatever, and I thought, oh, time travel would be good. And then it started off as like a really dumb idea about a guy who was really upset because he's going through a breakup, and he used this time travel device to go back and like comfort himself, but then he wanked himself off, and then he was like really uncomfortable about it, so he went back in time again to stop himself from wanking himself off, and then they all get in a fight, so he goes back in time again to stop it. And then I was like, I don't want to make this wank movie. I need to come up with a better package.
Wankfest is a different festival altogether.
Yeah. Well, we can submit it for Wankfest. Maybe I'll make it. So I was like, oh, what if he's doing something like that is more dynamic?
Bloody dynamic, mate.
And so I thought, committing a robbery or something would be a little bit more.
It's such a brilliant concept. I mean, it must have been hell to film, or was it easy? You make it look so easy. I mean, we watched it last night, obviously, on that huge screen, the IMAX screen.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see the join, if you'll pardon the British, about Eric Morecambe and Early Wise. It was seamless. The effects were bloody amazing.
That's just down to doing hundreds and hundreds of music videos and learning what I can get away with and what I can do, and being prepared for that sort of stuff. So a bunch of rules come about when you're trying to do a VFX heavy movie with no money. So one of them was I just had to accept that I wasn't going to move the camera. Because I couldn't have a techno crane which like repeats camera movements. So the only way to do it was to have a static camera and through the entire film. Otherwise, every time there was a VFX shot, suddenly it would be a static shot and it would be strange. And that sort of goes against everything that I'm used to as a filmmaker. To now you can't move the camera, so you have to come up with ways. How are you going to pace the film? How are you going to keep things dynamic? How do you make it cinematic? And how do you? It takes away the ability to do simple things that help performance, like a simple push in, like a little exclamation point. But now you can't do that, and now it's on them to try and do those things with no help from the camera. Wow. So it was an interesting sort of like formal fallout to the whole thing, yeah. And
I mean the performances in it and the characterization in it is second to none. I mean, I loved everybody in it, from like the minor henchman to the major. Just brilliant casting, brilliantly, directed from your perspective. You must have hunted high and low to get the guys, like the lead character, like the main two, the main two.
Yeah,
tags.
well, very early on I approached Anton and I told him, because I'd worked with Anton before and I really liked him, so I told him that I was writing this movie and he's going to play all the characters. And he thought that was cool. Yep. So we sort of went from there and workshopped it a lot, shot a lot of it just on my phone and did some basic roto just to get a sense of how these scenes might play. and then I just cast high and low. A lot of those people have never acted before or aren't actors, and but I was looking for people with their own voice, you know.
Sure.
And then I was lucky to send the script to Johnny Bruff, who really liked it and does an amazing job as Shelton. And there's I think the cast was really unique and really interesting, and they really delivered.
The early incarnation of FrightFest Presents label back 10, 12 years ago, we bought and we screened The Devil Dared Me To.
Oh, right,
Chris
cool.
Stapp's movie, and Simpson's picture, which I love, and that had the very similar kind of Brit-style humour as yours. There's that real close connection, isn't there, between the New Zealand sense of humour and the British sense of humour.
Yeah.
The use of swear words and stuff like that. So why? Why is there not more? Is it just the size of the country and the smallness of the industry there? Why have they not got more genre from New Zealand?
Well, why is there not more genre? I'm not actually sure why there's more genre. Why there's not more genre? There's a lot of sort of more art films made, I suppose, or it's. I'm not sure. It's such a strange. It's a shifting
Well, it's over
landscape
to you.
all the time.
You've got to bloody well make some more.
Yeah, well, I'll make some more.
Promise?
Yeah, I got something in the works.